Hey y'all, welcome back to the Chanelist. It's your girl, Chanel here. And this video I will be telling y'all where I've been at. It's been super long since I've seen you guys, and it is now December 28th, 2020, almost the end of a tumultuous year, transformative year for me. So yes, just as an update, I have been recording a ton of content, and I just have not, some of it's edited, a lot of it's not, and I still have full on intention on uploading that, including I made a very big move, and I did a video showcasing, or a video discussing my move, where I've been at. So all that content will still come. This video is just I need to have one for 2020 and to just get me back on the ball and rolling. Okay, so I'm going to try to spare a lot of the details that I've shared in the other videos that I want to upload, and just focus on the main point of my 2020. So many people, 2020 has been a very challenging year, and for me, I've been challenged in all areas of my life this year. Still going through challenges as I record this video, and yeah, going in, it's funny because I thought 2020 would be a good year, as many people did. Oh, 2020 vision, that's so much clarity, which indeed it brought clarity to many things, right? At least I would just speak for myself, it brought much clarity to me through going through these hardships and going through the fire, right? Just going through the fire, and it's that's going to bring clarity, period. It's going to burn down and eliminate all the distraction, all the extra, all the fluff, all the things you can use or someone can use to make things look beautiful and see things as they truly are to the core, right? So anyways, I turned 24 this year. I just wasn't excited for this year. I knew it would be a challenging year, and so I was I know what this is gonna do for me, and I'm not ready for it. But it proved true. It was a challenging year. But either way, so I started the year off on some weird energy. I was dating a person out here last year, and we were transitioning essentially out of a relationship, kind of still sort of dancing with it, and so that was just a very weird space to welcome in the new year, which we welcomed it in together. And that has been one of the largest challenges. I would just say yes, that has been one of the largest challenges, is just the ending of that relationship and how that impacted me. I'm not sure why it impacted me. For sure it impacted me this way because of the necessary growth that had to come from it and showing me more of myself. But just as looking at a relationship, this relationship compared to say some of my other relationships for another relationship, it shouldn't have impacted me in the way that it did. But also I'm in different circumstances because this person, our lives are fully intertwined. Everything we do is fully intertwined. So it just made it harder than if you have a lot of time and distance space, your own place, we live together. So it would have been easier if I had my own place, but I don't. So that's just the reality of what it is right now. But yeah, so that relationship was very challenging. I was very, just going through the stages of grief, and I was in denial, so I didn't really process that this was the end. And also we still talked about the future, trying it again later, which I then changed my mindset. I don't want to do that ever again, mainly out of spite, but it's definitely not happening at this point for sure. But either way, so I just was in denial, so it delayed my processing of everything. And so once I did start to finally accept and realize what was going on, is the person I was dating was moving on, I was able to see myself in a way that I've never seen myself before. I had so much anger. I'm Aries, that's my sun sign, and literally I was able to see how eternal this fire can burn. I was just it was just non-stop anger, to the point where I wanted to fight her, and I was willing to fight in the other person that tried it, right? It was okay, if someone tries it, y'all really about to get this work. And that's not me. That's never really been me. I'm if someone tries it, then for sure, right? You put your hands on me, we're gonna have to solve it a different way. But I'm never looking for that or really into that kind of thing. I view it as pretty immature, and I I have viewed myself as someone that has a good grip and control over their anger. I like say my brother, my little brother, or my mom, they both have more anger issues and they were the fighters, and that's not really me. So it's just like super interesting to see myself in that space. I literally had to start running around my neighborhood, and I was doing that 2 times a week in order to help me burn off some of that energy, because I was just seething in anger in my room every day. And then at that time I did not have a car, so I was dependent still on her for transportation. And then of course, she was just not in a good place, so I'm not really trying to drive her a car besides what's necessary. So I'm literally just stuck in the house. I'm working all the time. It was just terrible. And yeah, so that was just a very interesting place to be in. I didn't even smudge my Palo Santo, y'all. Hold on. Normally I like to smudge and have my crystals and stuff together, but I'm literally trying to hurry up and record this on this full moon and like do this before my roommates get home, because there's just gonna be a lot of background noise. So just ups and downs in that relationship. I was challenged there. It challenged, you know, thoughts and beliefs about myself, and like, you know, challenging my self-esteem and confidence. Jeez, it's still loud. Challenging my self-esteem and my confidence, and it was just forcing me, and it's, you know, still a challenge, but forcing me to find new ways to deal with problems as I've dealt with them before. Because say like I'm the type of person, if all else fails, I can use my pride to help me stay away or stop doing something. Like say for example, cigarettes, like I'm like, I would hate to say that that's who I am or that's what I've been doing or what I've done. So it's just like, okay, at the base of it, whatever, if all else fails, I can say that I allow my pride to help me get over or get through or not do something. Same thing with the relationship. Like, okay, I'm not about to be out here looking stupid or begging someone or whatever, or looking sad or looking like I'm all down and out because of this relationship, you know, for my pride. But like in this case, I'm like, I could give a flip about that. I'm hurt, like I'm sad, I'm confused, like this doesn't make sense, like, you know. So I was like, pride just didn't work for me this time around. And then same thing for, you know, just insecurities and self-esteem wise, and like I'm a big fake it till you make it person. Like that definitely helped me get very far with a lot of things, which is just also another method of manifestation. But like that wasn't really working either. So it's just like, dang, all the stuff that I normally do to help me get over things, it's not working. And so it's taking me much longer than normal to like move through this stuff. And I'm like, people look kind of like, okay, well, why don't you over? I'm like, I don't know. I promise I don't want to be in this position. I promise you, like, you have my 100% like true honest word that if I could just do this and be done, like I would. I don't like being in this position, but it was just super hard to get out. And like I'm definitely at the end, but like that was a very large challenge for me this year. Also also with that, as far as self-esteem as well, is that literally short, maybe two weeks after my Earth Day, me turning 24, I experienced the worst acne I've ever experienced on my face before. And that's coming off of my skin being the clearest it's ever been since before I had acne, to like now being the worst. Jeez, this is like bothering me, the sound. But yeah, let's see if it makes less of a noise. But I was so happy and so proud of myself for like my skin clearing up, literally like no pimples, no scarring, nothing. And then literally like 2 weeks after my Earth Day, just crazy acne, like large pimples, pustule, like just terrible acne. I'm like, I thought I was beyond this. Like, how am I regressing to like worse than I've ever been? Like, what is going on? And so it wasn't like any changes in my diet, or like I've been living in the same place for a little while. So it was more so, I feel like just emotional and just like resentment and sadness and, you know, insecure, whatever those emotions sitting within me, especially because of the ending of that relationship. It then decided to present itself as a physical problem, and also to draw me to bring my attention to taking care of myself more, which I definitely could still improve upon. But once I get my own place, like I'm just revamping everything. It's just a little bit difficult for me to maneuver in a space that's not fully my own and I'm not fully comfortable in, to do all the things that I like, because I just want to minimize interactions with many things. So there's that. But that was also a very large challenge for me because my skin has been a challenge for me for most of my life. So for that to happen, coupled with me having this breakup and already challenging my beliefs about myself and my self-esteem, that definitely did not help. Like, it was very difficult to feel beautiful and love who I was. Also, when I'm under a lot of stress and I'm unhappy, I tend not to eat, and like my appetite is gone. So I was losing weight. I'm super slim, which I'm still very small. Like, I'm really small right now because of like my loss of appetite for just all the stuff that I've been going through. But so challenges there physically and self-esteem wise. But the highlight was that I got my car. I got a new car. Shout out to that. And it was a really great purchase, really solid purchase. I'm really happy with my purchase. And that was in May, so shout out to that. It was before I made a year and I got a car. So I'm like, that's very big because many people out here still don't have cars. So it's like, for me to be able to save up and get a car before I made a year, that was a really big milestone and very important for me, and also very important for like changing the dynamic again, because now I'm not dependent on this person I'm no longer with for transportation, and I can also just free myself and go do the things that I want and be able to leave the house, right? Leave the house and see things. So that was very nice as well. Another challenge was both my mom and my brother becoming incarcerated. That was, I didn't think it was that hard. It was very stressful, of course, because you're dealing with jail calls, trying to put money on books, trying to do this. I'm trying to figure out what's going on my family's in Florida. It was a lot. I detached myself as well from it, and didn't think it was affecting me, but it was, and that started to become clear to me over time that this was bothering me. I'm never trying to speak too much about that, but like that actually was pretty burdensome, not only financially but just like mentally and emotionally, and then not having someone to like really support me as I'm going through these challenges because they're going through challenges of their own. So that was something as well. Work had become a very large challenge. So the only job I've had since being that I'm like really passionate about. And it's a black-owned business. I love my people. Shout out to black-owned businesses. And essentially, it was just so many challenges. That's most likely gonna be a whole nother video, just speaking about my work experience and me being a manager, and like the flip of like my experience with my previous company that I quit at 22. To now me being here, which I started with them at 23, but now me being at 24, and just like the experiences there with me being a leader and my leadership style. So that was a lot of that was very challenging, especially again because I'm working with the person I was dating that I'm no longer dating, coupled with me literally working every single day, me pulling doubles for most of the time. Most of the work days I'm pulling doubles, and I'm working the front as well, so it's like a lot of social energy being expended talking to customers, and like literally nothing for myself. I'm not pouring into myself, so it's just depleted, and literally there's no other choice but to go and do what I have to do at work. So that was very challenging as well. That was probably like the second most challenging factor. So also something I was able to learn just throughout this employment experience here, gave 100%, like 110% of myself to this company. I was able to see what it looks like once I fully dedicate myself to something, which I haven't done in a long time. So I fully dedicated myself to that and saw like the growth and like the growth for me in there, and just like how well I can perform and do, and that I can actually commit and keep following through. So like now it's time to do that for myself. Even just like my living situation, doing what I needed to do in order to make do with being out to me making it a year and a half. Clap it up for the winners, okay? But I'm not happy with it. Like, this isn't my normal conditions. I'm coming from literally perfect living conditions in Cincinnati to like none of my environments have been perfect that I've lived in since being here, besides like some Airbnbs. The Airbnbs were good because I'm also really good at choosing Airbnbs, but like other than that, none of my living situations have been satisfactory. Also this year my dad was murdered, which was again also something very shocking. Did not foresee that at all, and but I pulled the good out of that situation, and being able to visit family in Orlando and meet family that I hadn't met before. And you know, just knowing how like I have an ancestor altar, so I definitely support my ancestors, and just like, okay, well, now that my dad is an ancestor, he can support me more than he's ever done in this physical, you know, while he was in this physical realm with me. So, and get to know me, you know, really get to know his daughter. So, you know, pull the lesson out of that, but that was also challenging. A good thing from this year, I definitely upped my wardrobe because I gave away pretty much 90%, 95% of my wardrobe to move out here. So it's nice to be able to like build it back up with stuff that I enjoy and I love. A lot of stuff I have not worn yet because we've pretty much been in a pandemic this whole year. They try to come in my birth month and try to mess it up for us. I didn't appreciate that. Just to be clear, pandemic. Okay, COVID-19. But it didn't stop the show because I still look good on my Earth Day. I did nothing besides work. And yeah, even speaking of that, like, I got COVID. What? Someone like me, like, I'm vegan, been vegan 3.5 years. I'm like, I'm spiritual. I take my supplements. I do all this good stuff. And like, literally, I worked the entire year and didn't get it until I got it in maybe the beginning of December. Yeah, beginning of or I got it actually. I feel like I got it. It was the day after Thanksgiving is when I like started showing symptoms, like had a fever and stuff. So that was very interesting because I did not think I would get it, but I know that there's many benefits to that because yeah, there are many benefits to me getting COVID, and I'm a healthy person still overall. So I was only sick for like 2 days, and after that I just didn't taste or smell, but I was just quarantining in my room, but everything was pretty normal. I felt normal. But I was able to catch up on rest, get a little bit clearer on what, you know, I wanted, journaling out, releasing some emotions because I felt like I got COVID, like I attracted it by my vibration being low, and like again me holding on to emotional burdens and you know, resentment and things of that nature. So it presented itself, you know, as that, but also allowed me to have time off from work, which otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get. You know, so like again, like I said, there were some benefits to having COVID, and I did not get anyone sick. Like at my job or in my house, so shout out to that. I'm like really clean and really careful. And it was like, I'm so clean. Like, how did this happen? But I knew the only logical reason just had to be spiritual. And then even just like lately, I've been thinking about my health some more, and just like overall, why I'm a healthy person. I'm fit, I eat well, all that good jazz. I'm not really healthy right now, and that's because emotionally and mentally, I'm not healthy. Because I'm like been going through a lot. I've been dealing with a lot of just lower, heavy emotions, and just mental turmoil from just the situation, like just situation after situation, like I detailed before, that I've been in. And so it's like, when it doesn't matter how good or how clean I eat, when I'm emotionally unhealthy or down, or my mental is, like, it doesn't matter what else I'm doing. And now I'm in a transition into getting my own place. So we're just like trusting in the divine plan, my divine plan and alignment for that, and for me to be self-sustaining. But like, I know that's going to play a significant role in also relieving myself from these environments and relationships that have been draining me and are not supporting me. And not supporting my highest self, so I can free up more space in myself and step more into who I am. Also, this year's been challenging with just like me not having a consistent spiritual practice like I normally have, and like pouring into myself like I normally do. Again, I have not been doing that. Too busy focused on other people and stuff that really at the end of the day has nothing to do with me. All that has to do with inner work that these people need to do, and I need to focus on my inner work. I'm stepping out of that slowly but surely. My camera cut the video, but yes, I'm just, you know, stepping out and just complete trust and surrender to my divine plan. And so yeah, essentially, like I said, I still have a ton of content that I definitely want to get off, including still more content from Puerto Rico that's fully been edited, just have not uploaded, that I will be releasing in the next coming weeks. so I can get rid of all of that content, or not get rid of it, but like share all of that content because it's still good content, and then start producing more new content and updating and uploading that consistently to continue to build my platform. So many lessons learned this year. I know this is a lot, but it was a lot that happened to me this year, just like it's happened to you guys. If y'all can relate to anything that I said in this video, y'all experienced anything similar, just some other crazy wild stuff that y'all did not expect to go through this year, please feel free to leave a comment, and I will definitely chat it up with you about that, because like mine just blown back to back. But I'm here, I made it. Shout out to that. We have what, 3 days left of the year, the calendar year, because really the new year starts in the spring when I was born, period. Okay, but yes, the end of the calendar year is 3 days away, and I made it. I'm here, I'm standing. Okay, because there was a point in the beginning of the year where I was just like, I know there has to be a light at the end of the tunnel, I just don't see it right now. Like I literally cannot see it. Then I started seeing the light, and now I feel like I'm stepping out the other side of the tunnel and like looking at the beautiful field, you know, and appreciating what I had to go through in order to get to where I am today. But yes, thank you so much guys for listening and allowing me to share what my life has been like this year with you all. And I look forward to giving you guys some more content and sharing what I've been doing this whole time. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate you all. Thank you for liking this video, leaving your comment, messaging me, and subscribing to my channel if you're not already, and then also sharing with someone else that you want to relate to. So again, it's been Aura Chanel here on The Chanelist, and I will see y'all soon. Thank you.